Okay, now we are ready to use our pink, white, and red. I'm going to just choose a brush that's not your tiniest, but it doesn't have to be your biggest one either. Um, we have our areas here, should be dry. I'm going to take my green, my pink, and I'm going to paint right over this green here. I do have quite a bit of paint on my brush. Pink is generally an opaque color because white has been used, which means it should cover pretty well. However, it is a light color, so we'll see. This one seems to have good coverage. I am being a little slower this time. You can always go back and watch. You can pause the video. Give yourself however much time you need to complete the different steps. And you might find that you don't need to watch the whole video in order to complete your project. You may feel pretty good about it and then just start working it. I'm going to go ahead and grab a little red. Notice I didn't wash my brush because there's really not much need to. If you end up seeing any pink, that's just going to end up looking kind of like a highlight. I'm going to do these in groups of 3. Sure where to put these. Right here. Okay, I'm going to dip and lift in my white. And I'm just tapping in. Okay, dip into my white again. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more in some of them. It's okay if it doesn't show up a huge amount. We just need a little color variation. I'm going to take a little pink, a little red, mix it up. Let's see what we get. I'm going to go on the other side here. Just noticed I had some green show through, so I'm just putting some more pink on top of that. I wasn't sure if I liked it. Now I'm kind of running along the edge. My goal here is to try to fuzzy up that edge a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want to... Okay. Love it. So, I've just got my red and my pink. I'm just kind of mixing them around. It's gonna be fine. I'm now gonna work on the bow. Now, I understand that we've covered our bow, and you might feel a little uncomfortable about that, but it will be okay. We're going to start with, let's see, let's put it up here, starting with an oval. I'm going to grab some more white. Okay. Then you're going to let's go this way. It's kind of like a rabbit ear. Now this one doesn't really have much of one. I mean, it's kind of there. It's just not as fat as that one. Then it's going to come down and around. Right on top of that, that's fine. I'm going to do my brush strokes out like that. Now, bows can be one of those things that you love or you hate. And this bow, because this is a more rustic painting, it is so okay for it to be a little on the rough side. So you can even take like paper towel and kind of fuzzy the edges, just however you want. Okay, now for the, if you still see your lines from earlier, from like painting out the kind of planning, you don't have to follow those now, because you may see that they don't really match what you're doing. Okay. And then this one, so it's kind of curved like that and curved. Actually, maybe make that a little straighter and then curve. Yeah, that's what we need. And then the ribbon kind of twists. Here, in fact, I'm going to make this part a little darker. That darker that I had, it's going to go right here too. Let's see a little bit over here. Go ahead and do the middle part. I'm kind of outlining it with it, but I want you to notice that I'm kind of shaking my brush and turning it. I want this to look like kind of a floppy, so a ribbon that does not have wire in it. So it's a little floppier. Okay. I'm going to make some areas a little darker. This is also a good way to make sure that that green doesn't show up anywhere. And then I'm going to make some areas lighter. And it's okay, it's going to be kind of a messy bow. This might be hard for some of y'all who are real neat. So I'm shaking my hand when I do this. I wanted that to be a little pointier there. Okay. Now, the last step, well, maybe not the last step, almost last step. You're gonna take your, or actually, you know what? We don't have to even use, we've got these colors here. We have red, we have green. I'm gonna mix those together. They're opposite on the color wheel, which means when you mix them, it will create a brown. So I've got a brown. I can add a little more green to it. It's gonna make it a little more brown olive. I can add more red to it. Oh, whoops, I just ended up getting more green. Okay, this will work. Now, we do need to use some more contrast here because you can't really tell. Like, this is a thin brush. These are not solid lines. Broken lines work great to keep elements of your painting from running into each other. But if you choose solid lines, it'll look more like a coloring book. And you don't really want that look. I really don't want these to be thick. Sometimes it's hard to avoid that. The trick here is to try to put it right on the green, right on the edge of these. Oops. Almost. Okay. Now, I'm going to use a clean brush and I'm going to put some white on it and then I'm going to dab white off of it. Okay, so the brush was not wet. I'm going to also pat it on that. This is a dry brush effect. I want to go over my wreath following some of the brush strokes. I caught some of that red, so. If you get too heavy-handed like I did right there, just pretend it's not there, or just put another area somewhere, like in one or two places, where it's also that heavy, and it'll balance it out. Now I'm using this end and the side to get this so my brush is drier now. I'm going to get a little more free with this. This is what's going to make it not look so new. Alright, now if you're looking at your bow or at your ornaments, but it's probably going to be your bow, and if you're not liking how uneven the color is, you can go in with some water. Remember, this still had paint on it, the white paint, and it's kind of like frosting it. Kind of a light glaze. This just softens some of the contrast. Some people may like that contrast. Some of you may not. See how that blended in better? Okay. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh. Now, this is also something else you can do. If you want to show that there's 2 layers to your bow, you can just add another, and you have to offset. And if it's a little darker, it'll make it look a little more realistic. I'll put the other one up here. See, it's just slightly there. But that does give it a little more dimension. Maybe there's 3 layers. Just make sure that you don't bring them to the same end as that one. Okay. All right. Thank you for painting with me.